We're coming up on the 10th training race of the day. Quick look at the Futurity nominated horses in this field. The one horse, Special D, is nominated to the Oklahoma Futurity. The 2, Jam for Me, the Remington Park Futurity. The 6, Fire Me Twice, the 7, Royal Crown Coronado, and the 8, OG Kissing Bandit are all nominated to the Oklahoma Futurity. Here's the post parade, recorded just a little bit earlier. There is the 1, Special D, trained by Luis Chavera. The 2 is Jam for Me, Michael Pittman, the conditioner. The 3 horse is Race Venus. Cody Knoll trains the 3 horse. AJ Fast and Furious is the 4, trained by Clint Crawford. The 5, Crashin' Lou, conditioned by Juvenal Lacona. The 6 is Fire Me Twice, trained by Casey Willis. The 7, Royal Crown Coronado, Jesus Ruiz, the conditioner. And the 7, OG Kissing Bandit, trained by D. Keener. The horses have reached the starting gate. Jim?
All right, thanks, Keith. OG Kissing Bandit, the last to load on the outside. Breaks inward, and they're off. Race Venus, the 3 got out poorly. A bad step for the 6, Fire Me Twice. Meanwhile, to the front, AJ Fast and Furious, a $160,000 yearling. Sails on to victory with a cavalry charge behind him. AJ Fast and Furious is an apolitical Jess colt whose Damn Mystic Blues was a New Mexico Stakes winner of $203,000, a 6-time winner. If you go up the female family of AJ Fast and Furious, you see multiple 6-time winners, lots of stakes winners. The 3rd Dam was a Grade 1 winner in the Los Alamitos Million, the precursor to the 2 million. And in this case, as we talked a little bit about the trouble at the start, the 4, AJ Fast and Furious, broke inward but clearly got the best start. The 7, Royal Crown Coronado, whose dam made $137K, got out pretty well. The 5, Crashin' Lou, trying to make a race for it. Looked like the 7 did get second. But strong performance here by AJ Fast and Furious. Let's watch Special D on the inside. Missed the break a bit. Broke a bit inward, not unusual to see from the inside post. Chases up reasonably well here. Special D lines up in that 2nd contingent by Uncle D from Special Country Chick, who was a graded stakes placed runner. So another look at them here. As you sometimes see with 2-year-olds, not the cleanest of starts. A good performance here by the Clint Crawford trainee, AJ Fast and Furious. Last little spurt here at the end holds everybody safe. Looked like it might have been 7, 8, a little bit about the trouble at the start. 7, 8 on the outside for second. The 4, AJ Fast and Furious, broke inward but clearly got the best start. The 7, Royal Crown Coronado, whose dam made $137K, got out pretty well. The 5, Crashin' Lou, trying to make a race. Talked a little bit about the trouble at the start. Made up a little bit of ground.
The 4, AJ Fast and Furious, broke inward but clearly got the best start. The 7, Royal Crown Coronado, whose dam made $137K, got out pretty well. The 5, Crashin' Lou, trying to make a race. Talked a little bit about the trouble at the start.
Was on our list of
the 4, AJ Fast and Furious, broke inward but clearly got the best start. The 7, Royal Crown Coronado, whose dam made $137K, got out pretty well. The 5, Crashin' Lou,
not listed there,
trying to make a race. Talked a little bit about the trouble at the start.
figure for
the 4
160,000.
AJ Fast and Furious
Might have made her
broke
eligible
inward,
for-
but
made
clearly
him
got the
eligible
best
for those,
start.
but
The
who
7
knows?
Royal Crown
Probably
Coronado,
eligible for other things down
whose
the
dam
line.
made 137K. Got
Well,
out pretty
our,
well.
our
A 5
staff,
crash and Lou trying to make a
didn't
race.
have
Talked a little bit
access
about
to
the
the
trouble at the start.
Heritage Place Futurity.
The 4
nominees,
AJ
so,
Fast and Furious
160,000
broke
that
inward,
may
but
be
clearly
really
got the
going for
best
the
start.
biggest
7
bucks
Royal
of the
Crown
meet there, so.
Coronado, whose dam made
So, Jim,
137K.
we talk a lot about the
Got out
two-year-olds
pretty
and what
well.
they
A
may be
5
pointed
crash
to.
and Lou trying to make a
The,
race. Talked a little bit about the trouble at the start.
This meet is also known for
The
its,
4 AJ Fast and Furious
a
broke
good,
inward, but clearly got the
lineup
best
of
start. The 7
races
Royal
for the
Crown
older
Coronado,
horses. And
whose
right
dam
off
made
the bat,
137K.
on the 10th of March,
Got out pretty
one of
well.
the-
A 5
or
crash and Lou
the
trying to
first
make a race. Talked
card
a little
with
bit about the trouble at the start.
stakes activity,
The 4 AJ Fast and
including
Furious broke inward, but
the
clearly got
SLM
the
Big
best
Daddy
start. The
Stakes.
7 Royal Crown Coronado, whose
It's
dam
for
made 137K.
and
Got out
last
pretty well.
year
A 5 crash and
had a
Lou
repeat winner
trying to make a race. Talked a little bit about the
in the SLM Big Daddy. The one horse on the inside, shockingly famous, won this race back in 2020. And he did it here again in 2023. Shockingly famous, trained by Casey Willis, who also co-owns the horse with Stone Chase Stables.
And not only has he won it now twice over a 4-year span, but in between, he ran 5th in the 2021 edition of this race. And in 2022, he ran 2nd. So, and interestingly, in last year's edition, in his wake was O'Donovan Rossa, who had a very fine year last year at the longer distances. Wascally Whittle Wabbit, who had been a distance champion, shortening up a little bit to 550. Just My Hawks was in that field last year. It was a good field, and it's always an interesting race. To get to see a graded race at that elongated distance. There aren't too many graded 550 races in the sport. Shockingly famous is out of the thoroughbred mare Shock Time, who the Scarborough family owns. Shock Time has produced Texas Thoroughbred Stakes winners as well. So interesting breeding there. Very fast thoroughbred mare produced. Shockingly famous. And the sire is one Famous Eagle.
And he's been a good horse over the years. And he's won at 870 as well.
Shockingly famous. Yeah, I mean he was good enough to make the Texas Classic Futurity as a 2-year-old. He didn't run particularly well in it, but he was quick enough to do that and stretch out quite effectively as well.
And the SLM Big Daddy Stakes this year is enjoying an upgraded status. The AQHA has given it a grade 2, moving up from grade 3, which it has been for many years, or maybe its entire history. So look forward to that. There is another stakes on that day, March 10th. I believe the Mighty Deck 3 Stakes for Oklahoma breds. So mark that on your calendar. The Big Daddy is always a good race.
And that's 4 o'clock start on that Sunday. And one last note about you mentioned he's actually been an 870 runner on multiple occasions. Won the Jesse Yoakum Memorial at 870 at Sam Houston. Ran 2nd in the Pauls Valley here, grade 2 event in 2022. So yeah, he's been a very effective horse on the stretch out, not just at the straightaway kind of specialty distance.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We'll come back for training race 11 coming up here in about 10-15 minutes. Thanks for being with us.